Hello everyone, I'm Extra Cheesy 87 and this is Let's Play Trails of Cold Steel 3 Part 101. Not Part 1, despite us starting on the title screen here. We're just starting here because in the previous video we finished Chapter 3, and once I hit this button we'll probably immediately start the intro cutscenes for Chapter 4. Let's go ahead and jump in. Nortia Province. Skies above the eyes. Is it time for the Crimson Arc? Who they mentioned was in Nortia? It's a new day. It is the, well, yeah, that's the Crimson Arc. It seems kind of small. That's the Courageous. Yeah, this is the Courageous. It just kind of looks like the Crimson Arc. I guess this is them flying back from their field study. Because they mentioned someone was in Nortia. Was it Shirley they said was in Nortia now? I can't remember. Because they said it was either... Because McBurn they said was on standby. Or maybe McBurn was in Nortia? I don't know. Maybe it was the Fool? Someone is in Nortia. Pay to win ass Spiegel. Oh, I bought the most expensive one. Daddy, I can't beat up new class 7. Please buy me a more expensive robot. Oh, it's Hugo. Oh, Mr. Evil. Oh, so is he actually still the captain of the Courageous? I kind of thought he was done with that. So is that just what he's been doing?
We are now over the western part of the Isengard mountain range.
So my man's been demoted to traveling, like, you know, ferrying rich kids around? That kind of sucks.
Estimated arrival in Heimdall is 1410.
Maintain current course and speed. Once we reach Ulster, adjust course to run parallel to the railroad.
Aye, aye, Captain.
There's Ulster. We've heard about that.
You have my thanks, Your Grace. Your assistance this past week has been invaluable.
I don't know. Nightheart just looks weird to me now. I can't place it.
Think nothing of it. This is the Crimson Wing's job, after all. I've no doubt your first bout of field exercises in Northumbria saw you even busier than I. It is I who should be thanking you for your hard work.
To be honest, I'm having a difficult time deciding how to proceed as a teacher.
No matter how much I tell my students about radios, they just can't seem to truly understand how important they are.
Perhaps that is a sign of General Craig's influence. I would advise you to follow your own convictions for the time being. That way, you may...
Ah, instructor. There you are.
Like I was just telling Seti the other day about how important radios are, and he said, aren't the giant robots you used to fight more important? And I couldn't understand this blasphemy.
Greetings, my lord.
Seeing it up close, the Courageous is truly amazing. And though it was barely used during the Civil War, its main cannon is certainly impressive as well.
Was it ever used during the Civil War? I mean, maybe we used it at like the end of the game? I don't really remember the Courageous ever shooting at anything.
Perhaps we should consider deploying a number of cruisers to match our fleet of battleships.
Cadet.
It is true that during an emergency, such power may prove beneficial. Learning when to use one's power and when to refrain is an important lesson. If that is the lesson your field exercises have taught you, then I'd say it is safe to declare them a success.
Yes, of course. My thanks, Captain Arcade. I look forward to seeing you again. I wish you luck patrolling the summer festival alongside my older brother.
Okay, so I mean, it could be that we're going to Heimdall for the next chapter. I don't know. I kind of feel like we're probably not. I don't know if we're still going to do field exercises. For some reason, I have a, like... It's the idea was put in my head that we're not going to do any more field exercises, per se. After, Lemaire. I mean, obviously, there's still more game left, but... I don't know what made me think that, but, like, I've kind of been under the assumption that there wouldn't be any more field exercises. Oh, it's the sewers. The Bone Dragon. Bone Dragon is ready.
Damn it! How many times have they slipped away like that now? There's no end to it!
We need help from the Intelligence Division or the RMP.
Man, it'd be nice if all we had to deal with are those half-wits. But we can't afford to let our guard down. Spread out and lay low until the appointed time. Be sure you've got your ramdas ready to use.
What?
Roger. Recommencing mission.
Red flowers?
Oh man, probably trying to eat this shit. Might give me superpowers. Oh no!
I don't think so.
The Ghostbuster. Okay, please, yeah, kill the Ghostbuster, man. I hate that boss. He wasn't so bad in CS. Well, actually, I can't remember if he was bad in CS2, but I still got nightmares, literally,
There's no end to them.
from the one in CS1. With its infinite statuses and infinite people it summoned. And the stupid ass, I'm gonna randomly eat one of your characters' ability.
The eyes which served as the vessel for the bringer of miracles.
Oh, hey, I'm Vita. I'm here to say ominous shit that doesn't mean any goddamn thing. What's up?
But when the flame consumed the mirage, the fairy tale became that of the Empire.
Okay, what the fuck did you just say? The eyes which served as the vessel of the bringer of miracles, and the flames consumed the mirage. Now, I mean, this makes me think of, like, Kia and, like, the Mirage, like, Septirion. Like, the flame... I mean, you know, we don't really know what the hell Ouroboros has been doing in Erebonia, but considering everything else they've been doing has been at least tangentially related to Septirions, I'd assume that, and I could see it being that, you know, there's a flame Septirion in Erebonia.
So as a professional, how do you intend to intervene?
Like, I kind of, like, assumed that's what the whole, the game... The game crashed, but we're back. I don't remember what I was saying. Something about her Septirions and stuff? I don't know. Like, that's kind of what I thought the whole, like, Infernal Castle thing was about. Was it related to, like, the Flame Septirion? It ended up being... The Infernal Castle was about who fucking knows. We don't know why they did that shit. They kind of never really gave an explanation, because it wasn't even that they wanted to summon the Testarossa, because Vita was like, oh no, I didn't want the Testarossa to get summoned, I just did everything in my power to make sure it happened. Oh no, who could have seen this coming?
Oh, was I that obvious?
Oh, it's Thomas. It's the Tomster, he's back.
To be perfectly honest, I'm having a bit of trouble finding a lead.
So, as a professional, how do you so I guess whoever these guys are, they're doing some... There's some heretic type stuff that the church doesn't like?
I was hoping we could work together as friends and colleagues and have ourselves a little information exchange. I could even help you bury the hatchet with the elder of your clan, perhaps?
That's right. You have an agreement with her, don't you? Well, I'll consider your offer. However, I ask that you play nice from now on, Mr. Former History Instructor. Or should I say, Second Dominion, Thomas Lysander the Partitioner.
His glasses look even... I mean, they kind of look like less crazy than they did in CS1 and 2, but the fact that they look slightly more realistic makes them look even stupider, somehow. Oh, we getting a medal? Come on, medal me, bro. Medal? Okay, this looks like this is Osborn's office, right? I mean, they're playing like the sad music. Yo, look for chests. Do we get to go here? I'm looking. I don't see any chests. We've never really gotten to see inside the palace before though, so this is kind of cool. Another busy day of doing fucking nothing. It's good to be the Emperor.
I would not have expected that Olivert would be missing the party like this.
It is unfortunate, yet understandable, given the current situation. With the Crimson Wings safeguarding Heimdall's skies, I'm sure the citizens will feel at ease.
Yes, but I can't help but feel bad for him. I wonder if he's been upset over Cedric's actions of late.
Olivert isn't the type to let that get to him. You should know this as well as I.
No, you're right. He was only a young boy when he lost his mother and was adopted into the royal family. I would have understood if he hadn't accepted me, given his early life. But he gladly welcomed me as his stepmother and was truly happy when Alphen and Cedric were born.
Yes, that is the virtue he possesses. It's easy to believe he has friends not simply across Erebonia, but the entire continent.
Yes. However, recently, even though Cedric once looked up to his older brother, he
has become a bit of a dick lately.
Pardon me, Your Highness. Chancellor Osborn would like an audience.
Very well. Send him in.
Hey yo, what's up? It's your boy Osborn. Here to tell you what to do again.
Apologies for interrupting, my liege. You as well, Lady Priscilla.
No. It's quite all right. I shall excuse myself now.
She seems to have some worries about the prince.
It is to be expected, so long as she sees things differently from you.
Understood.
Some worries about the prince, as long as she sees things differently from you. Also, just here to remind you that your son calls me daddy.
In any event, it seems things are beginning to line up with what was written in the records.
Yeah, we haven't read those in a little while. We need to catch up.
Yes, though we set the timing for the Civil War ourselves.
So he's in cahoots?
By this point, however, the ending is all but decided. But are you certain this is all right? Leaving everything in my hands?
As I told you 14 years ago, if there truly is no other way to avoid this end, then I shall leave it all to you. It may place a great burden on my sons, but could not the same be said of you?
Nah, nope. We're not rehabilitating Osborn. You're never gonna get me to like him, really. It's just not gonna happen.
Yes, my liege.
Just let Osborne be a bad guy. It's cool. No, we'll be fine. Radiant Heimdall. Well, I think we're probably going to Heimdall. Might seems like a maybe it's a far-fetched idea, but we might be going to Heimdall in this chapter. So in addition to being probably the best chapter so far, Chapter 3 also handily wins best chapter name. Pulse of Steel is definitely the best so far. With July, summer was in full swing in Leaves. However, Thors moved back towards being a traditional military academy. No summer uniforms were given out. Granted, I mean, the only person that would get punished with a summer uniform is like Muse. Students at both the main and branch campuses are only allowed to remove the inner lining from the normal uniforms. As students across both campuses were wilting under the sun's harsh rays, a certain event was about to take place that would bring them all together. Okay. Oh, like the main and the branch campuses, were we both going to go to Heimdall? Kind of akin to Chapter 4 of CS1, where it was the two groups coming together in Heimdall. Up until now, we've covered an overview from the time period from the Great Collapse to the modern era. But starting this week, we'll be taking a more in-depth look at certain key individuals. Oh, we're going to start with Emperor Dracos in the War of the Lions. We'll start with Dracos, Raesar, Nor, the father of the Imperial Renaissance. Who could have seen that coming? So it's not written in the history books, but he totally looks like me. Just trust me, bro. 250 years ago, he brought the War of the Lions to a close, ushering us into the modern era. Though he was born as the third emperor of Prince of Valleys V, he was born out of wedlock and ended up abdicating his status and wandering the empire. He found himself at the edge of the empire, the Nord Highlands. There, he was welcomed by the nomadic tribes and spent a few years with them. Meanwhile, the empire's mainland had been plunged into a bloody civil war. Originally, he had no interest in the throne, but once he saw the toll the war was taking on his country, he decided to put an end to it. He started with only 17 followers, 16 Nord warriors who decided to join him, and his confidant, the Knight Roland, that's his name. Half a year later, though, Prince Dracos would have a fateful encounter in the southeast of the Empire, Legram. The daughter of a count and leader of the Eisenritter, Leanne Sandlot. The hero, otherwise known as the Lance Maiden. Also, we beat her ass just like a month ago.
I
Source, just trust me.
Was that person you and the other instructors fought the real Saint Leanne?
I mean, like, yeah, it seems like it. I mean, they were kind of, like, ambiguous back in Azure, but, like, they pretty much kind of confirmed that she's just, like, immortal. I mean, they haven't pretty much confirmed it. They've straight up said that it's the same lady at this point. Because in Azure, it was kind of like, oh, maybe she's just, like, a super fangirl who's, like, basing the image off of, Leanne, but they've kind of, at this point, I mean, they firmly established that she knew Dracos and is Sandlot. I've been wondering the same thing. Saint Leanne is a legendary knight. There's no way it was actually her, but I heard the fight was intense. Granted, I guess they haven't established it for, you know, we only know that as the audience. Hey, well, instructor.
Without a doubt. She was tremendously strong, and that aura of hers certainly seemed real. But it's possible one of Ouroboros' members is just posing as her.
Granted, she did also have that dialogue with Aurelia, where, I mean, she kind of confirmed it as well.
Let's put that aside for now, though.
Interesting.
Stingy.
By the way, 254 years ago today, on July 4th, the War of the Lions came to an end. Now keep in mind, the test will cover the events from just before to just after the War of the Lions. So make sure to review that time period thoroughly. It really is. That's all Reen knows is the war. That's like all Thomas is able to like cram into his head. Because I mean, I assume probably when he got the role as history teacher, he definitely called up Tommy T and was like, yo, at least tell me a lot about one subject so I can just keep talking about it over and over again. I hate to admit it, but he really is good at teaching. Well, to be fair, he himself was a student just last year. I got him. I heard his grades were pretty high too. Yeah, Altina. Don't listen to revisionist history that we were like bottom 100, okay? That's lies spread by people who were embarrassed at how good we did on the exam when we got top 1 easily. That was just the vice principal trying to assassinate us with his stupid Imperial Transportation Act question. He looks great in glasses too. Shut up. Even though, I mean, I agree, I can't really envision Reem without glasses at this point. Ah, he's got no glasses on! Anyway, our 4 days of midterms will begin tomorrow. General studies, military science, arts, information processing, combat techniques. There'll be a lot to cover, so good luck. Dude, you're out of this off like it'll be easy. No way all that is going to be easy. I suppose it's only have to trust everything we've learned thus far. By the by, little birdie told me the contents of our exams and the schedule matched that of the main campus. I wonder will our grades be posted alongside theirs? That's right, both individual scores and class averages will be posted at both campuses. So it should be worth your time to study, wouldn't you agree? Green, put your glasses on. It's so blatant. You're going to make us compete? And our little Crown Prince is going to be handed first place on a silver platter, yeah? I can totally see that happening. That won't happen. In the past, Thors has split up into nobles and commoners, but grading has always been done fairly. The instructors I know at the main campus wouldn't let grades be tampered with like that. So at the very least, the exams will be a level playing field. I mean, he might still get first place. If you say so. There'll also be a little reward waiting for you guys once the exams are over. We'll have a free day this weekend to look forward to, so give the exams your all. I'll be giving the exams for airborne in history and combat techniques, so please ask me anything you're confused about before tomorrow. All preparations for the exam have been completed. Grades will be posted alongside the main campuses, but I don't expect there to be problems. Our curriculum chart should be in sync thanks to the OrbitalNet. Seriously, Green, put your freaking glasses on. I can't believe I made that comment and then they went into a cutscene where he doesn't have his glasses on and it's like I can't not notice it. It's great that we were able to work with the main campus instructors to come up with exam questions. Oh, this one about the Imperial Transportation Act, I think it's really going to get the students. All that's left now is for the students themselves to show us what they've got. The Jaeger Corps has been confirmed retreating from the Empire since last month's field exercises. And according to the Intelligence Division, it would appear the Society has withdrawn as well. I see. Well, if that's true, it's great news, but maybe we can stop being fully clinched all the time now. We cannot let our guards down completely, but for the time being, we can at least allow them to just be students. They cannot disclose any information regarding exam questions, but feel free to clarify any questions the students have. Be a simple guiding hand in their studies. Looks like big bad Mr. Michael's really toned it down. He's always been very serious and responsible, but it seems like he's been thinking with the students in mind recently. Let's do our best to be as helpful to the students as we can today. Right, we still got some time for the school closes for the day. Well, let's split up, gang. The exams will be held over the next 4 days, and then the Sunday is a free day. Locations for our next field exercise will be announced too, so it's going to be a busy few days. Looks like everyone's working together to brush up on their weak subjects. Guess I'll make my rounds and talk to any students who look like they're having a tough time. That aside... Revisionist history, once again Reem would never not be wearing his glasses. Or Boris in the Black Workshop. I wonder if the principal and the professor know anything about them. Today's a free day for the exam. Top Civic Characters Day to trigger study events. The main story will progress after you've seen all the key events and used up all your studying points. And you got a message on his Arcus too. There we go. All is right in the world. Also, I wasn't really paying attention, but I guess also, did Kurt not have his cat ears on? Which is, blasphemy. He will be punished. I'm trying to think. We wanna... I guess we'll save all of our red marks for later. Like, we'll do the red marks at the end, bond events right before that. So we'll start with just regular talking and green marks. Exams are tomorrow. I'm so anxious. I'm sure Instructor Beatrix came up with a comprehensive set of questions. Reen, do me a favor, make sure to tell all the students to really study, okay? I will. But Lynn, you really need to relax. You won't make it through the week at this rate. You're right, I'm sorry.
Let me know what you need.
I mean, the power potion is pretty good. I mean, CP, strength up, and a heal. That's still kind of decent.
Come again anytime. Let me know what you need.
Fine, I'll buy one. Alright.
Stay safe.
They're all still set up and everything. Do I get to keep any of those which master quartz do I get to keep? So we get to keep all the main character stuff one. Which, of the ones that we've just gotten, I mean, Tempest is probably the best. And Dunamis is also not bad. The HP heal it's good for some fights. And the strength at the start is also pretty good. Especially for trash fights. There's nobody here. Creating clean water during disaster. Prepare a container. Pack bottom with cloth. Pack charcoal, sand, and pebbles in that order. Pour water from above and wait. I'm not gonna remember this shit. Because I'm just recording this one video today. And we probably won't get to exams. So like I'm going to go ahead and say it now. I cannot be held like liable for any, because I mean I guess if they're gonna make us do the questions as the students, I'm assuming I can't be held liable because basically I'm gonna read all the hints today, then I'm gonna record probably again tomorrow or the day after. I will have forgotten literally everything, and I'm gonna get all the questions wrong. The bottom with cloth, charcoal, sand, pebbles, CSP. Pour water from above and wait. This is something they teach actual soldiers on the front lines. They need to make sure everyone memorizes this. Like, there's no way I remember this. So, clean water during a disaster. You prepare the container, you put cloth at the bottom, then charcoal, sand, and pebbles for filtration, pour water from above, and wait. I mean, I could remember cloth first, then rocks, but it's charcoal, pebbles, sand. I mean, there's no point in me even trying to remember. I'm not gonna remember it 24 hours from now, or however long it is. I think I'll be able to record tomorrow, but I don't want to do the bond event yet, actually. Why is all this Empire history stuff so tricky for me? Do you get any of this, Leo? I can help you with the crossspell stuff. I'm all set when it comes to stuff about the ocean, but anything else, I'm a lost case. I get that it's important to know history so you can learn from it, but do we really gotta memorize all these names and dates? I mean, names, yes. Dates, within reason. I don't think you should... I mean, it depends on the date. I mean, I think that having a general idea of when stuff happened is important, but you shouldn't necessarily have to know, like, the exact date. As long as you know, like, the year. That's kind of like my opinion on like dates and stuff when it comes to studying history. Now, of course, for some things, you should probably know the full-on date if it's like a really important event, but I don't... Have we... This is the stuff we've read, right? This is old? Yeah, this is from the last game. And then these are not actually new, because we've already read the Northern War. And understanding board games. It's not adding them, so I'm guessing we read them. Well, I mean, we read them because they're, you know, old, but... Okay, so let's head up to the next floor. Looks like all the students are studying hard. The schools will be ranked individually as well as by class. I wouldn't mind seeing our students do better than those at the main campus. Yeah, that'd be nice. In fact, I want to see it so bad that I'm willing to shoot students who I think are smart at the main campus. Oh god. Oh, it's Chancellor. You're all studying for the next test together? Yes, we're going over things subject by subject and teaching each other the ones who know best. My specialty is the medical field. Leave survival skills to me. And finally, I'm in charge of physics. Sounds like you guys got a good system going on here. Well, I thought it was everything on the exams, and yes, but I'm having some trouble with history. I guess that's where I come in. Here, let me take a look. Thank you. Guess it never hurts to ask. Thank you for your help. We didn't give the students some advice on history. AP increased by 2. That's it. Because the old noggin really burns up carbs. Oh no, I'm gonna treat everyone to some bee larva rice later tonight. It's really interesting how everyone has their own specialties. Even their weapons show off how unique they really are. I can't seem to concentrate today. Club's off for the day, but maybe I'll head over to the art room later. Who's in here? Just out of curiosity. Kurt and Wayne? Are you two studying orbital technology? For now, yes. I'm going to teach Tita about military science, she's teaching about ordnance. I see, well, it doesn't sound like there's much I can help with here. Actually, regarding the use of orbital AEDs, if you don't mind, can we get a brief overview? I don't even know what the fuck that means, so no. I had some questions about its use outside of just basic operation. Oh yes, I was curious about that too. I can help with that, leave it to me. That's the face of someone who's panicking internally because he doesn't know what the fucking AED or an orbital AED is, or even what the question is. Thank you. My thanks. It's like, what, assisted something device, probably? Reen gave advice on using technology in combat situations. I mean, it's kind of, it's like, it's free AP, basically, since they mark them on your map now. Thank you so much, Instructor Reen, you helped out a lot. It's really fun getting to study with someone else. His explanation is very easy to understand, unlike Professor Schmidt. Yeah, Professor Schmidt decided to throw you in the middle of something. Do we get to make fun of him for his sword snapping? I also like how they did that whole, like, spirit sword thing, and, like, just kind of, like, no-selled it. Like, it seemed like that should be, like, a big deal. That Reen has a sword made of pure anime friendship now, but... And it didn't even, like, do anything, really? I don't know, it's kind of like a weird... sequence. Are you helping these two study, Toa? Sure am. These two are a little worried about their questions on politics. Not to mention all the recent changes in the political landscape. How many countries belong to Erebonia? A, all of them. B, all of them. C, all of them. D, all of the above. Not to mention all the recent changes in the political landscape. The dissolution of the House of Representatives and the House of Peers, the establishment of the Central Diet, the 8 Metropolis Plan. It all sounds like some foreign language. I feel your pain. If you have time, would you mind helping us out, Reen? There's only so much I can cover on my own. Sure thing. Reen helped Toa give the students advice on political ethics. Political ethics, ha! I want to finish my test and drink some tea, and of course eat some confectionaries. Who the hell says confectionaries? Weirdo? I planted the seedlings you gave me during the field exercises. I was going to harvest them, so let me share them with you. Potatoes! Tomatoes! 30 tomatoes? That's more Mira than we've ever gotten from a single quest reward. Well, that's not really true because we got those brave souls that technically sell for a lot, but... The things I teach at the branch campus are some really high-level stuff. I just need to do my best. And unfortunately, all of our items are gone because... Well... Because, I mean, how much do we have? We still have 1 spirit instance left, right? And 1 brave soul? We definitely, like, did not need to use that many, resources. Because honestly, especially knowing now that there isn't actually a second fight after you do Aryan Road, because I was still under the assumption... Oh, we used both of our brave souls. Or do we only have one? Oh, we sold one of them. Yeah. Because I was still under the assumption there was a fight after Aryan Road with new Class 7. But that never happened. And so I would have set up the party differently. Like, you know, we would have given Aurelia the true gladiator belt instead of the regular gladiator belt. And some other stuff. Like, didn't you, like, what all did you guys have? Like, this would have gone on Aurelia. We weren't really using Eustace, but this would have gone on him. The Grail Locket, we would have, we didn't really run into that much status issues. Like, Aurelia, I don't think ever got sealed. Granted, she may have actually had anti-seal on, which may have been why. Like, we would have used the Silver Charm of the main squad. Like, there were some changes we would have done for the main squad, which would have made it easier. If I had known there wasn't actually another fight. Because, I mean, it really felt like they directly implied that you had to fight with new Class 7. And then the game just kind of baits you. Because it was like, I didn't want to set up old Class 7 too strongly, and then after we beat Aryan Road, get thrown into another boss fight, and then we weren't, like, we gimped new Class 7 too much, that then that fight became really annoying. If I had to, like, back out to re-equip, it meant redoing the Aryan Road fight, which would have been really freaking annoying. So I was kind of, like, under-equipped for the fight. But we could definitely probably beat it without using resources, and I did briefly think about redoing the fight like off screen, like yesterday after I was done recording, to do it and preserve those resources, but that seems a little lame. I mean, I made the decision in the moment to use them, and we should respect that. The students all seem to be working hard to prepare for their final exams, though perhaps it's a matter of course. This is their chance to see how much they've learned since enrolling here, which makes it my duty to bring out the best in all of them. Being as an instructor, I can't thank you enough for that. I've heard that you offer them studying tips and even bring them late night snacks. That is correct. I don't mean to overstep my bounds, of course, but I can't help but see my young master in every last one of them. I can relate. Sometimes I look at my class and feel those same little pangs of nostalgia. But before the exams kick off tomorrow, allow me to thank you for everything you've done for them, Celestin. Certainly, it is a true privilege. I want to help each and every student reach their full potential. Perhaps today, the best way to do that is to offer them remedies to combat fatigue for both the body and mind. Please direct any tired students my way. Sure, could he be a more perfect butler? But, what was I saying? Oh yeah, about using the items and, like, you know, I kind of feel like you should... So we did definitely miss some seeds, it looks like, in Chapter 1. I guess because I wasn't rolling the moon lens thing, so it would definitely been easier for me to miss chests back then. Cock. And plus, you know, part of the reason also I use those resources is just like they made the fight, it was more interesting to try and, like, you know, get the win that way. Like, you know, clinging to everything to survive was more hype than if I just kind of, like, accepted defeat and restarted and went under, like, better conditions. Equipment check, check. Now report to Mr. Celestin. Or Celestine. I still don't remember how to say it. Instructor Ring, good day to you. Or I should probably just pick one pronunciation and stick with it, but... Hello, Frankie. You seem to be working hard today. Though I guess it's when you're... I think they say Celestine. Assistant, every day's like that, huh? Yeah, each and every day ends with me reflecting on my work. But lately I feel like I've gotten a little used to it. I even have more energy than I used to. I see, if he's able to keep up with Celestin, he's definitely got some talent. Well, I'm just glad to hear things are going well. Just keep at it. Don't give up. Understood. Thank you. Some materials are missing. Oh, wait. That might be in the other storehouse. I still need to go shopping, too. Gotta hurry. I want everyone to be able to use the exam once the exams are over. I want to go check just in case. He may still be in training, but I think he's got a bright future ahead of him. Can I go to Leaves? We cannot go to Leaves. Alright. I guess we're kind of almost... Well, we saw the cafeteria and the pool room. And the student store. Hi, Daisy, what's up? Remember our little promise? The one we made after midterms were over? Oh, can I believe I almost forgot about the good chefs from the Yush? Mind handing me the particulars while I work on the schedule? Certainly. How's my sister doing? But I hear she's really trying her best. I feel like she's trying to come up with a new menu. You're sure she's gonna manage? Imagine she'll be knackered when she helps at home as well. She doesn't even realize how hard she's been working. Aw, she's so silly. I think about gathering all the Thors graduates for that cheeky baby once tests are done with. Ideally, you'll be able to make it as well, but since you're always so busy. Sorry, I probably have a ton of grading to do. Can I get a rain check? Hey, bother. Let's gather up anyone that can make it. Your main priority is the test. I'll just let you focus on that. Just give everyone an A. You don't have to worry about.
And I'll get you what you need.
You don't have to worry about grading if you just give everyone an A or in. You just gave everyone an A, and you wouldn't have to grade.
Catch you later. Give us a shout and I'll get you what you need. Hope to see you again. Give us a shout and I'll get you what you need.
Blonde hair Aurelia, but like Aurelia doesn't exist anymore. And we could buy the Abyss Shadows now. And we'll buy it. I don't know if we'll ever get to use it. That's maybe like for like a second playthrough type thing.
Hope to see you again.
I assume we won't get to use Aurelia again.
Give us a shout and I'll get you what you need.
I don't know why I'm looking again.
Hope to see you again.
Not really bad up that much, so I figured it was time to do something about that. Man, probably the test. I'll let you focus on that. No, like, where's my book?
Right there.
You not... By God, he's rich. So, like, my book that I missed. I would like to buy the book that I missed.
Hope to see you again.
No, we get that from that's from 9 Volley, right? That would sell that potentially. Oh yeah, we also should read the Black Records. Let's do that right now while I'm thinking about it, because we're behind by 2, because we got one at the end of the chapter, and... The Salt Pail? Are we finally gonna learn about the dang Salt Pail? Wait, did we read the... Because we read this one. We read this one. Yeah, okay, we did read these. I thought we hadn't read 2, but I guess we did read this one with on the Lance Maiden. Alright, the Salt Pail. On July 1st, 1178, at 5:45 a.m., a great catastrophe struck Northumbria, then a principality in northern Zemuria. A giant white pillar suddenly appeared on the outskirts of its capital of Haliask. The pillar was composed not of snow nor ice, but salt. As such, it was named the Salt Pail. A storm of salt spread outward from it, solidifying everything it touched. Despite only lasting a few days, its effects were felt for months afterwards as citizens fled south seeking refuge. In the immediate aftermath of the catastrophe, a number of victims equaled about 1/8 of the country's population. That number rose to nearly a third of the population with the inclusion of victims in the days that followed. After the incident, the Septian Church led evacuation procedures, provided aid, and employed hundreds of the Bracers Guild to help. In short time, relief forces from Erebonia, Remiferia, Jurai, Librel, and the Republic of Calvert had assembled in Northumbria. Meanwhile, the country's leader, Prince Balmund, who had fled to a neighboring country at the start of the catastrophe, had returned to rebuild the government. However, he was met with violence from the enraged citizens, or leaving them behind in their hour of need. Okay, like, I mean, I get both. On one hand, I get being mad at the leader for running away when he has the kind of privilege that most people probably wouldn't have. On the other hand, is a giant pillar of fucking salt. What the fuck is he supposed to do? So like, I kind of get both ways. But like, I get being mad at him. But at the same time, it's a pillar of salt. I mean, I think he probably should have stayed. It's a good look for a leader to, you know, not run away even when it is kind of understandable. It's a sign of like a good, strong leader, but... In the end, he was forcibly removed from power and Northumbria became a democracy. The remnants of its former armed forces were formed as the Northern Jaegers. Erebonia, their neighbors to the south, had contradictory views on the new autonomous state. On one hand, it refused to recognize the legitimacy of the new democratic government. Oh no, democracy, get it out of here! On the other hand, it eagerly welcomed the Northern Jaegers. Northumbria's extreme poverty and focus on bringing in foreign currency meant that the former soldiers were easily manipulated by the promise of Imperial coin. The Jaeger Corps went around the Empire, hiring themselves out to the nobility and newly developing businesses who were fighting over septium and natural resources. They turned out to be the perfect pawns for Erebonia to use in its proxy wars and internal struggles. Despite this, the massive amounts of mirror that flowed in from the Empire helped save Northumbria from its dire straits. 27 years after the catastrophe of the Salt Pail, the Empire annexed Northumbria as reparations for the Northern Jaegers' actions in the Erebonian Civil War. As before, Erebonia's vast resources ended up lifting the former independent state out of its chronic poverty. Shortly after the disaster, the Septian Church restricted access to the northern half of the country. After the annexation, however, the Imperial Army's Intelligence Division began investigating the Pale, which had since been classified as an otherworldly singularity. One of the Intelligence Division's collaborators has now confirmed that members of the Church's Dominion retrieved the Salt Pail and brought it back to Arteria. It's rumored, however, that a piece of the Pale still remains on site in Northumbria. They did imply that, like, you know, those special arrows, or they didn't imply, but they stated, like, those special arrows Kevin had were, like, taken from the Salt Pail. Or, like, parts of the Salt Pail or something. I do like that they at least kind of go into the detail of the Salt Pail a little bit more there, because if you like started playing the CS games, for instance, the Salt Pail shit kind of comes out of fucking nowhere. They're just like, oh, the Salt Pail incident. You're like, what the hell's that? Like, we're not gonna tell you. At best, you can figure out that like a country got hit by a pail of salt. Because I mean, it's kind of like, I mean, in Sky 3 they do at least have the Salt Pail side story that kind of talks about it a bit more in detail, but it's kind of the same in, I think it's mentioned in Sky 1 probably, but you know, it's mentioned a little bit more in Sky 2 in relation to Wiseman, but it's still kind of just like, oh, this country got turned to salt, which is just hilarious to me. Valerie, what are you doing up here? Is there a problem? I was just wondering why you weren't studying for the exams. Everyone else has gotten together and started studying their weakest subjects. Must I do the same thing as everyone else? Besides, exams are for measuring your average knowledge. If you cram the day before, it's not a proper measurement. Well, I suppose, but I thought that Valerie had opened up a little since we first got here. But I guess she's still just as aloof as ever. Oh yeah, you joined the Modern Music Club, right? How's that been going? Well, that reaction says it all. Are you having some trouble with the club? Let's say I am. What does it matter to you? I'd appreciate if you quit prying into my personal matters. I've got nothing to talk with you about. That's so. Come on. As a teacher, I can't let whatever problem she's having continue. I'll have to talk to other members of the club first. Pablo and Gustav. Rockin' a hard place. Instructor Schwarzer, I'd appreciate if you didn't pry into my personal matters. You don't know Instructor Schwarzer then. Because that's what we do. As a teacher, I can't just sit by and do nothing. Hey, Randy. Hey, Randy. You teaching military studies? Yeah, well, Sydney's about to head out. She stuck up into the kitchen and give it so easily. I was planning on studying somewhere tonight. I just figured I should relax her a bit first. He's lying. Hey, you better just give in. He's offering to lend you a hand. Just say aye and be done with it. Fine. Randy, would it be alright if I help too? We may need to get a little rough with Sydney. Oh yeah, sounds great to me. Why these things always... Reen and Randy gave the students advice on military studies. You come back, Sydney's just got a freaking black eye. Why did tests have to exist? Oh, you're bond stuff. Are you two studying physics? Looks like you're making good progress. I'm actually having a hard time concentrating, but I'm sure if you help us, we can make even more progress. I almost thought you were being serious there for a second. Music never changes. They both get good grades, so I shouldn't have to worry about them, but that's still no reason for me to not help out. Well, see ya. They got the main campus making us do this, but man, these practice questions are crazy. Didn't they take a little easier on you back when you were a student? Are we gonna tell you about the time the game literally lied to me about the Imperial Transportation Act? Oh, not really, they drilled the same stuff in our heads back then, too. That said, I took a look at the questions you wrote. They're pretty well thought out. I heard the instructors at the main campus were impressed too. Well, that's all just stuff I took from personal experience, But hey, you're no slouch yourself. I saw those combat study questions of yours. Pretty good if I say so myself. Thank you. Maybe I have my own instructor to thank. Oh, but what's this one question about what's the most important invention in history? You say that it's radios. Purple Lightning Lady, right? Yeah, she's pretty impressive too. I wish I were more like her, able to overcome anything and everything that comes her way. Andy. Anyhow, I can't wait to have these tests over and done with so I can get my drink on. You should come join me again if you got time, I mean. That sounds like fun, I'll let you know. Randy, when are you gonna join the party? At least temporarily. Because Randy still hasn't had his moment. You know, we haven't established for the CS kiddos that Randy's a fucking beefcake badass. I mean, like, they say he's strong, but he hasn't gotten to do anything, really. Why do tests have to exist? I mean, come on, Tio got to be a playable character, but my boy Randy doesn't? I don't buy it. And thinking of Tio reminded me, why the hell didn't Gaius get his S-Craft? I mean, I'm guessing they're setting up that, like, maybe he will get an... I mean, I assume he has to get an S-Craft. There's no reason why he shouldn't have an S-Craft. So maybe it's like his S-Craft is going to be based on this, like, secret power they've been alluding to. So they didn't... But he doesn't have it unlocked yet. So they didn't want to give him 2 S-Crafts because they wanted his S-Craft to be based on this, like, secret power of his. So, as a result, he just doesn't get an S-Craft for the first section he's in the game, which is really confusing. And in hindsight, I definitely... Well, I mean, he's still pretty strong, just because Protective Wall is really, really good. Even though it did break the game that one time. Hey, Pablo. But, like, he does run into the problem where there's really, like, not any reason to use Gaius over Sarah in that last section of Chapter 3. Hey, Instructor Ring, can I help you with something? I wanted to ask you about Valerie. Did something happen in the Modern Music Club? Oh, that. I got into a pretty big fight with her. We haven't talked since... How did it start? I asked her to be on vocals. Vocals? She never sings in front of people. But I've heard her singing to herself a few times, and her voice is just too good. I asked her to take over on vocals, even just once, you know. She wasn't having it, though. Got a wee bit pissed, and next thing you know, we're going at it. I see. Come to think of it, I've heard her singing too. I clearly remember that she had a nice voice. I know she doesn't want to be in the spotlight, but I think it'd be a big waste of time if she didn't, I went overboard myself, though. Problem is, I can never figure out how to make things right. Yeah? I'm gonna talk to her one more time. Can you wait a little bit longer? Katarine, cheers, appreciate it. Now let's see what's going on. I should go talk with Gustav next. Alrighty. That's pretty much... Well, we still have to go to the pool, but that's what most people talk to. The midterm exams are coming up. Everyone looks so serious. I've been giving out coffee and candy in the cafeteria, but even I'm starting to get nervous. I think I'll try and finish this Valerie quest. By the way, you seem tired. Is everything okay? Don't worry. I'm fine. After all, I need to support everyone. Okay, but don't overdo it, alright? This is probably the only video I'm recording today, because, well, I did started the Persona 4 Arena Let's Play today, so I recorded that this morning. Or afternoon. So that took up some time there, especially because it's like, I wanted the videos going up, you know, the day I recorded them, so I had to, like, lose some recording time while editing out the videos, but... Where the hell is Gustav? I mean, he was in a classroom? I remember seeing him, but I don't remember... Here? Because you were 3 people, I thought. Yeah, here we go. Hey, Gustav, can we talk? Instructorine, what is it? I wanted to ask you about Valerie. I heard she got in a big fight with Pablo. I wasn't there when it happened, but yes, it seems so. And Valerie hasn't shown up to practice since then. Somehow I knew this would happen eventually. Why's that? Well, Valerie's the kind of person who shies away from the spotlight. Not because of her personality, but more because of her upbringing. Oh? Valerie's always seemed to carry herself like a noble. Sometimes she almost reminds me of Muse and Tatiana. Yeah, I got the same impression from her. Nobles are extremely rare in Northumbria these days. I wonder if she grew up being resented by those around her. It's possible, but this is all just speculation. Good point, I need to ask her about it directly. Thank you, Gustav. That was a big help. I'll mention it, I didn't actually do much. I think I've got a better grasp on the situation now. I should probably go and talk with Valerie again. So one thing while we're kind of doing this side quest, I do think this game has done an even better job of making the side students feel important, which is cool. Because, like, I mean, I think CS 1 and 2 did a pretty admirable job with fleshing out the side students as well, but I feel like they've done an even better job in CS 3 with them. Like, they feel way more developed. Like, I would say the students right now in CS3 feel as developed as the students felt at the end of CS2. Which is really good. Like, they've been able to pack in, especially, like, I mean, one of the main reasons is actually having them be in the field operations themselves, which is a really good change. That helps make them, you know, more integrated into the story. Like, I mean, I really enjoyed that whole section where they're helping out with the railway cannons. I thought that was really well done. Instructor Schwarzer, are you still here? Yeah, talk with Pablo and Gustav. I think you should find a way to make up with Pablo. You're such a busybody. Well, if it were a normal argument, I wouldn't step in like this. But it seems like there's something you've been bottling up. Bottling up? I'm sure you'll deny it, but you want to be on Vogels more than anyone, don't you? That's not true. Sorry if I am being a busybody, but you're from a noble family in Northumbria, right? So what if I am? It's just that, if that were the case, I can imagine the circumstances you must have endured. Well, you're not wrong there. Back when Northumbria was still a principality, the nobility system was still in place. After the Northumbrian disaster, the government was remade and the nobility abolished, though they kept their wealth to some extent. In a poor country like ours, children born to wealth and comfort were of course victims of envy and spite. Valerie. On top of that, I have another secret. The truth is my family is related to the former Grand Prince of Northumbria, Balmund. The former Grand Prince? I'm sure you know the story, you're a history teacher after all. Grand Prince Balmund, the traitorous ruler who fled Northumbria during the disaster 28 years ago. Apparently any family with connections to him is a family of devils, mine included. How could they say such a thing? I came here intending to keep that a secret, but I don't care anymore. Anyway, it's probably best you not get involved with the devil. So please, instructor, just leave me be. Can't do that. Valerie, how come you didn't tell me sooner? It's just no fair for someone who's been doing nothing wrong to be treated like that. Hey, how long were you two here? We were pretty much the whole time, sorry. Pablo and I were just worried, though. This school's just full of busybodies. But fine, I'll let you two know as well. Nothing good will come from associating with me, so... Hey, don't be daft! Huh? Yes, hearing that stuff has even made me angry. Family of devils, none of that matters in the world of rock. Ah, come to think of it, it might even come in handy. Rock's all about the soul. Your upbringing doesn't matter what have anything to do with it. Here, Valerie, it's about time you quit bottling it all up. Take those emotions and light a fire to them. Let them blow right up. He means they want to play some rock music with you now. Alright then, I'm gonna get the key to the art room. Ah, you get me into Turine. Wait, what are you... While this is a nice scene, I do have to say... Oh no, I'm rich and powerful in a country where freaking people starve all the time. I'm so oppressed. I'm sorry, I had to do it. I mean, I know it's like not that simple, but... Could be worse. How'd it end up like this? Obviously, I mean, I'm being a little like, don't take me seriously, of course, just because someone else has it worse doesn't invalidate your own problems. And, issues. No use whining about it. Yeah, you just gotta do it. I know it, screw it! Oh, she's fucking jamming! Oh, is gonna make Green break out his loot? Fucking sweet loot solo? That was brilliant. Your music was almost entrancing. I'd say it sounded pretty darn close to professional sounding. Not as good as our Class 7, but
Flattery won't get you anywhere.
Hey, no need to be so shy. I was a spare 1,000 times better than any lyrics to fall out of my gob. Every now and then you'll be focusing on vocals. Is that alright with you, Valerie?
Fine, whatever.
I guess it's too late for me to back out any more now. The secret's out now. Does that mean you'll agree to it? Yeah, I give up. Yes, get in there. I get the feeling things are only getting more fun from here on. We got 5,000 mirror for that? What the hell? Oh, go fight a legendary monster that's terrorizing the townfolk. Okay, yeah, here's 2K. Listen to some rock music, $5,000. Or, it's not really equivalent to dollars, it's more equivalent to yen, but have to admit this is a big relief. Yeah, I can probably focus on studying for the test. I can help if you guys study if you want. That'd be a massive help, actually. It sure would. Thanks, Valerie. The Modern Music Club is finally made up. So what should we go over first? I think both of us are good when it comes to sciences. It'd probably be best to focus on economics and history. Alright, that's pretty much gonna be it for this video. We've talked to, I think, everyone. The Keep? The Keep? Someone in the Keep? Come on. Telling you, one of these days someone's gonna be in the damn Keep and everyone's gonna be amazed that I found them. Actually, if you go to the 3rd floor right now, there's someone there. But alright, we will save our study events. They're not bond events, okay? They're study events. They're legally distinct. For the next video, and also our, you know, main story stuff, talking to Aurelia and Schmidt, and the game crashed. So that's cool. Just in time to end the video. And it didn't do the crash of where it like crashed my display drivers and like crashes OBS. It just crashed on its own. So it's like a different, it's like, it's not even like the same type of crash every time. It's like different, which is weird. I didn't save. Slight issue. It probably autosaved after we finished that quest though, so it shouldn't be a problem, but. Alright, the game's saying, you know what, you've played enough in the video, so we will end the video. I'm Extra Cheesy 87. Stay tuned for the next part. And bye, guys.